I think from an early age, I always knew that there was something in me that longed for greatness. But no matter how much I was succeeding, no matter how much I was winning, it was never enough. I was just afraid that people would see that I'm not strong enough.
Caleb Campbell being selected may have been the feel-good story of maybe the entire draft.
I didn't have the internal capacity to manage the pressure. And that's what I'm seeing in the lives of so many leaders. They're excelling and succeeding at such high levels. But at some point, they begin to realize that they can't sustain this. You think if you were more capable, if you were stronger, that you wouldn't be feeling so outstretched. But what I know to be true from my own story and what I want to share with you all today is there's another way. If I could score more touchdowns, people would love me. And I knew that, so you better believe I was all about winning. I got a Division I college football scholarship at the United States Military Academy. I find myself at Radio City Music Hall, where I ended up getting selected in the 2008 NFL Draft.
Detroit has selected Caleb Campbell, defensive back.
I should have been so excited, so thrilled about what was to come. But I was terrified. I was full of fear because I didn't have the inner capacity to hold that level of success. And then the unthinkable happened.
Want him to have to go into combat.
For me, the happy ending is if he ends up going in the military, just like he signed up for when he went to the.
That's not a happy ending for me.
My performance was my means of survival. And I knew I reached this level of performance that I couldn't sustain, that I couldn't give. And I think leaders find themselves in this hallmark challenge. We are taught that if we're just strong enough, if we just do more, we can at some point work our way out of this place. I knew that this was gonna give me essentially 2 years to work like I've never worked before, so that when I got back to the NFL, I was going to be good enough.
We back in the field, back.
For those 2 years, I worked harder than I have ever worked before. And I was the biggest, I was the fastest, I was the strongest. But no matter how much I did, no matter how much I showed up, no matter how much I succeeded or achieved, it was never enough. There was no amount of external work that I could do to deal with the internal war that I was feeling. I knew something had to change. Leadership expansion isn't about removing all of the stress and challenges and pressures in your life, because that's going to come with the territory of the job that you have or the role that you have. So it's not about removing all of this from your life. It's about really having the awareness to respond differently to the stress, to the challenges, to the pressures that you are inevitably going to face as a leader. As you begin to work it in your life, the moments where you're feeling so outstretched are actually going to be the very moments that catapult you into the leader and into the success that you want to become and you want to experience. And it's by increasing our capacity that we can actually become the leaders that we know that we are, and we can reach levels of success in life and not lose yourself in the process.